You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh. Morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-sail foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new D-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Back to Lake Mohave and Wild West Bass Live. It's Championship Sunday here at Lake Mohave, folks. We've got our 10 best co-anglers and our 10 best pro anglers out on the water, the top 10 guys from this event. They're out there fishing away. They've still got another 25 minutes or so to fill out their limits. The wind is picking up, but it's still very manageable. We're expecting more wind later today, but we think these guys will probably be off the water by then. Lake Mohave is gorgeous. For those of you who haven't tuned in or been here yet, we've been out on the water 3, 4, 5 days in a row now, and 64 miles long, 237 miles of shoreline all around this lake. It's half of it is here in the Nevada side where we are now, and the other half is over in Arizona. It's part of the state line between those two states. We've had a great time here. It's been a wonderful visit, a beautiful lake. It's clear as almost any lake we've ever seen, Gary. I mean, we've been on a lot of these desert lakes, and we've seen clear water in places like Meade and Powell and Havasu and all the other desert beautiful lakes you have down here. But this one, Gary, it's really clear.
You know, it really is clear, and we've been really lucky in this event and not had the wind. So we've had this glass conditions where you could actually see down 25 foot. And there's actually some spawners down in 20 foot of water. You know, a lot of sight fish. A lot of guys are seeing them. You know, it's so clear you can't help it. As they're moving up, the guys can see them. But 25 foot's not a problem out there.
And shame on me, I forgot to introduce us. I'm Craig Cotwalls. I'll be your host for this event. And because we've done this a few times in a row, I let it go. This is Mr. Gary Dobbins. He is the Western United States all-time leading money winner for professional bass fishing. He has won 743. No, he's won 40 fully rigged bass boats, guys. 40 fully rigged bass boats. I joke with him because the number is so huge that I wonder if anybody will ever win that number again. A bass boat that Gary has won is worth anywhere from $25,000 to $80,000, depending on when he won it. So, what a career! He's fished at every level in the sport.
I'm not totally done yet, buddy. Not totally done.
Well, not according to your son. He made it clear you're over the hill.
I could have gave him a whipping in this event, no problem.
Gary has fished the Bassmaster Classic. He's fished the FLW. He's won at every single level. And now we're handcuffing him. We're forcing him to be the director, and we're forcing him to be responsible for running these events, and he's not allowed to fish the Wild West Bass Pro-Ams.
Which
and it's
sucks,
absolutely
I might add.
killing him.
Might suck. Yes, it is killing me. It sucks. Watching these guys catch fish, especially these big, beautiful smallmouth, I mean, it's really, really tough on me. Of all the desert lakes I've ever been to, this one is special. I mean, I think it's the best one of the whole bunch. It's just everywhere you look just looks fishy.
Gary is from Northern California, but he's been a very successful desert fisherman. He's won the U.S. Open. He's got multiple top threes on the U.S. Open, don't you? A lot of second places, right? A lot of runner-ups, a lot of kissing your sister kind of thing. 3 seconds? 3 second-place finishes. Well, we're going to have to just start calling you number 2.
Yeah, I've got way too many seconds. It's hard to win. It really is, and just getting close. But I honestly would rather finish 10th than second. I like second money over 10th, but I hate second place. I said a long time ago, second place sucks. And it does. And someone is going to earn that title in this event.
Someone's going to be second here today. Let's go through our top 10, folks. Beautiful fishery. Gosh, it's just been fun out there. And really, the weather gods have been very kind to us because it hasn't really blown us off this lake at all. I mean, we had maybe 15 to 18 yesterday, and that's not very bad for down here. It can blow 40 to 50 down here pretty commonly, we understand. Our top 10 pro anglers coming into today. We had out of Banning, California, I think he's got a rooting section right down here in the front row, Mr. Laythe Moore. Woo-hoo-hoo! Laythe weighed in 1781 on day 2 and 1937 on day 1, 1937 on day 2 for a 2-day total of 3718. 2 great bags, a great total. We can just a little teaser for the weigh-in.
I don't think he caught a fish today. Yeah.
She's got spies out on the water that are texting her.
I think he did catch 1 or 2 little ones today. Just little ones. It's going to keep it interesting.
Gary's not being very nice. We know Laythe caught him. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Second place coming in out of Los Angeles, California with 33.14. He was 4 pounds behind Laythe coming into today. Troy Lindner. And to put a little fear in your heart, Troy really caught him. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Third place coming into today out of Glendale, Arizona. He had a 2-day total of 31.58, so he's about 4.5 pounds behind our first place angler, Tai Au. Out of Oakdale, California, coming in with a 2-day total of 31.69, we've got Randy Pierson. Fifth place out of Yucaipa, California, Mitch Southern with a 2-day total of 30.94. Justin Kerr is sitting in 6th place out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. He's got 30.5 pounds, being general here. Kevin Wiggins out of Las Vegas, Nevada, is sitting in 7th place. He's got 30.35. Jesse Milicevic out of Henderson, Nevada, is sitting in 8th place with 27.45. And in 9th place out of Castro Valley, California, Bryant Smith with 27.26. Bryant was our Tournament of Champions winner on Lake Mead back in the fall. And last but not least in our top 10, Whittier, California Pro with 27.19, Kenny Webb. Leading the co-anglers, I won't go through all of the top 10 co-anglers, but leading the co-anglers coming into today, Cody Murray out of Idaho. And just an interesting thing, Cody Murray, Jesse Parks, and Brandon Smith are our top 3. They're all within 0.8 of a pound of each other. So our co-angler field is super tight, huh, Gary?
You know, it is super tight, but this lake has got so many quality fish in it that no one's out of it. I mean, a guy could come all the way out of the bottom, which would be Dante Ray. It's still wide open. There's just a lot of good stories at this event. Layton he didn't start out on top, but he wasn't very far down. And I mean, he put 2 great limits of fish together. He does have a limit again today.
That's Laythe Moore, our leading pro angler.
Yeah, leading pro angler. Troy Lindner, we actually watched him catch his 5th fish a little while ago. Our buddy Tai Au, Ty's catching them pretty good too. Randy Pierson started off a little tough this morning. He dumped one about 5 pounds 15 minutes into the day, which, you know, as a fisherman, that just plays on your mind all day long to know that you had a 5-pounder on your line and you didn't get him. But Randy's catching them. He's kind of a unique story. He's never been here before. He got 1 day of practice, and he never had a bite. And yet he's sitting in 4th place going into today. He's an awesome fisherman out of Northern California. Just a great guy. Mitch Southern, you know, he's great, 2 great bags. He's catching them. Justin Kerr he's had a black cloud over his head the last 2 days. He's had 20 pounds on his line 2 days in a row and not managed to get them here. He's losing a lot of fish, as well as a lot of anglers have lost a lot of fish. And it was kind of interesting to see Troy say that he has not lost a fish in this entire event. It was pretty unique, but most of the guys are losing them. But Kevin Wiggins has been strong, fishing close here. Jesse, Bryant Smith, another NorCal angler, never been here before. He's been hung on a 4-fish pattern. He weighed 4 fish both days, but the first day he weighed 4 4-pounders. Bryant does have a limit today. He finally learned how to catch 5 and count to 5, and we've got Kenny Webb finishing out our top 10.
Yeah, Kenny Webb weighed 14 and a half on the first day, about 12 and a half on the second day, and he's one of the anglers we know is having a harder time out there right now. As of a couple hours ago, Kenny was still working to try and put some fish in the live well. Well, Gary, you just went through the whole list of them there. Look at you. Want to just finish up here and end the show? Just giving him a bad time. You just ran right. I was going to kind of tee you up with each one there.
Let's get him.
Dog,
let's get him.
You just ran right on through them.
Well, we didn't give a whole lot of info.
I know. Let's start with let's go back to the Randy Pierson story. Randy follows us wherever we go. He's a great supporter of this circuit. He's just one of those guys that he absolutely catches them on every body of water we go to. Great guy, great angler, everything about him. We saw Randy catch fish 3 different ways, Gary. What were the 3 different baits we saw Randy using?
Well, he's throwing one of the bait that got him in trouble this morning is a jig. He's throwing a jig, and he's a really good jig fisherman, and he likes it. And you just don't hardly lose fish on a jig. So when he dumped that big one this morning, it really got to him. He's also throwing a weightless Cinco. He's catching them really, really shallow on that bait, and he's pitching a drop shot around. And you know, Randy's just an awesome fisherman. Like I said, he's been here. He got 1 practice day, never had a single bite, and yet he's sitting in 4th place. He's an awesome fisherman.
Only had 1 day to see the lake, and he's sitting in 4th place. He also, there was one other bait I wanted to mention. He's one of the very few anglers that we know of that has caught and weighed a fish in this event on a rip bait. You go out and you see that clear water, and you think about covering water here in the desert, and you think a rip bait might play more, and it really hasn't this event. I know Bryant Smith, our 9th place angler, told me he threw a rip bait for 4 hours straight one day and never had a fish sniff it. So Randy did weigh 1 on a rip bait as well. We've got let's talk a little bit about Bryant Smith too. That's also a fun story. Bryant won the TOC on Lake Mead, never having seen that lake and barely catching any fish during practice. So he comes back to the desert. He also had a super, super rough practice period here. He's rooming with, and he was staying with Richard Dobbins, and so we got some updates through that route. Bryant only weighed 4 fish each of the first 2 days, guys. Gary mentioned it. By the way, that we have all of our pro anglers. If you look at the whole pro field, we only have 7 guys that caught limits 2 days. 7 of our 68 pros were caught 2 limits. That's a tough fishery. I believe we only had 1 co-angler do it. 1 or 0. Might have been 0 co-anglers. I'll have to check that. Not an easy bite, but Bryant today he's already put 5 in the boat, which is the first time he's done that.
And cold one that we know of.
And he's cold one, so he's caught at least 6. How far up do you think Bryant can move, Gary?
Yeah, I think he can move a long ways. He's, the thing about it is he's catching decent fish. The first day he had, just 4 studs. Yesterday he had 3 studs and a rat. A small fish. So he's around good fish. There's no doubt. The thing that's with Bryant, he's just a real mellow, big, tall kid that You know, I just really like him a lot. He's a heck of a fisherman, but he's so funny because at Meade last year he was whining, caught 2 fish in 3 days of practice, and please don't make me fish 3 days. I can't handle 3 days down here. And he wins the tournament. Just did not blow the field away, but he won handily. He fished 2 days out here practicing, and I said, "How is it, Bryant?" He goes, "This place sucks."
And he's in the top 10 again.
And he's in the top 10, and now he's like, "Man, this is a cool lake."
Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, and we'll go through some of our other top 10 anglers and some more of the baits that they're catching them with. We'll be right back.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Trail Live here on Lake Mohave. When we last left you, we were talking a little bit about some of our anglers and what they're doing. Let's get right to the top 3. Our top 3 anglers today, coming into today, Laythe Moore, Troy Lindner, and Tai Au. Gary, it's kind of obvious here as we look at those, at what we've seen out there. 2 of those 3 guys are doing something a little bit odd.
You know they are. Ty yesterday, we pulled up on Ty, and he says, get in my boat and tell me how much I got. And I looked in his boat, and I knew he had 17 pounds. And he was catching them on a little bitty fly. And he was sight fishing them. And we didn't have any wind yesterday, so he was actually looking and picking out the fish that he was going to catch. But he's catching them on a little fly, and it's pretty awesome. And he's not losing any. That's the other thing that's awesome. Light line.
Well, and then today we were out running around. So yesterday Gary and I mainly went north in our lake here, from this area up beyond Nevada Bay, for those of you that know the lake. And that's where we saw Ty. Today we primarily went south, not all the way to the dam, but pretty close down to the dam. And we ran into quite a few anglers down there today. One of those anglers was Troy Lindner. When we pulled up on Troy Lindner about 2 hours ago, he told us he had 4 fish, and he was scrambling to make sure he got that 5th fish because Troy's sitting in 2nd place. He's only 4 pounds back. We watched Troy catch that 5th fish, and Troy was also using a fly, wasn't he, Gary? It's almost like we got a trout tournament going on out there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Troy was throwing that fly, and I actually knew a little bit about that fly because he's throwing a different one. Ty's throwing just a Spro fat fly. Troy, however, brought his out of the upper Midwest where they fish for them big smallmouth on the Great Lakes. And I happened to go up there and fish a tournament a few years ago, and so I learned all about this little black hair jig fly. Pretty special up there. It's dominant. It's unbelievable. And we pull up on Troy, and that's what he's throwing. And I kind of clued him in that, I fished the Sturgeon Bay Open, and I've seen that, and I've seen that thing in action. He just really, really was taken back by that and started laughing at us.
Yeah, now, we just came from Lake Shasta, our last Pro-Am event, And some of you may know Ryan Friend won that event. He was also fishing a fly, but he was doing it a little bit differently, wasn't he?
Yeah, Ryan was fishing a floating fly, basically throwing it out, and it goes, sinks down to like 10, 11 feet, wherever you've got your stopper set at.
So a floating fly means he's got a fly dangling down underneath a bobber. He's bobber fishing like we did when we were kids.
But down here, these guys aren't doing that. They're actually just throwing no bobber, just throwing a straight fly. 5-pound test line, which would scare me to death.
Yeah, both of them, right? I think both of them were using 5-pound test.
Yep, throwing 5-pound test line. For the quality of fish that's in this lake and them jumping big old smallmouth, it's just scary. But they're catching them, they're not losing them, and that's the key. But it was that little bitty fly with that little bitty hook, and they're catching them, and they're catching really, really good ones.
Now, we also we have a little bit of information about Laythe Moore we want to share with you. Laythe from Banning, California. Laythe didn't fish Lake Shasta with us, but he's doing great down here at Lake Mohave. We have had the opportunity to talk to a couple of co-anglers that have fished with Laythe in this event, because Laythe wanted to be a little bit more secretive with exactly what he was doing, but we've heard things like it's really special. What he's doing is really different and really special, and I think he's going to win that event. Both of his co-anglers were pretty darn impressed with Laythe as a person and as an angler. And clearly Laythe is on these fish, weighing in 18 and 19 pounds in back-to-back days. We will extract more information out of Laythe when he's up here on stage during the weigh-in and after the weigh-in, right, Gary?
Even if I have to get him in a headlock, yes.
Oh, boy. And you don't want to be in that headlock, trust me.
Laythe he's doing good. He's got something figured out. He's throwing some type of creature bait, and he's catching them. He's fishing slow and methodical. We know that much, and he's not moving around a whole lot. He's just fishing slow and methodical, and he's catching them.
Yeah, speaking of just locations on your lake, too, folks, just kind of to give you an idea, Troy Lindner was running all the way down south. He's been fishing down by the dam of this whole event, and today he was fishing down there as well, but he'd come up and he was fishing a little closer to the launch ramp late in the day. On the other end of things, Tai Au, our third-place angler, he's running north, and he's going, I don't know, it's Nevada Bay area, right?
Yeah, he's running about 6 miles or so. He's just fishing a lot of that cobblestone rock up there, and them fish are moving back into them pockets, and if there's any kind of brush hanging in the water, they're setting up right on the end of it.
Yeah, we've got anglers stretched basically all the way from the dam to about 7-8 miles north of here in this event. And most of our anglers, for whatever reason, most of them are fishing the Nevada side. I mean, some of them are definitely fishing the Phoenix side. We just watched the Arizona side. We just watched Troy catch one on the Arizona side. But it seems that at least in this stretch of the lake, the flatter side of the lake is this side, and it seems like guys tend to be fishing this side a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it's textbook smallmouth is what it is. There's just a lot more flat, long tapering points with cobblestone rock on them. Just textbook smallmouth stuff, and that's where the anglers are cluing in. They're just keying on it. We've actually only seen 2 anglers on the other side of the lake, really, this entire event. I mean, everyone is fishing, the Nevada side. But again, it's that cobblestone rock with those long points. They'll use them like a highway, and moving back into those cuts and coves.
Yeah. Gary, I want to switch gears just a little bit and talk a little bit about Angler of the Year and what Angler of the Year is and what it means to an angler. And we'll talk about a couple of our guys, that are going to be up right at the top of Angler of the Year after this event.
Well, Angler of the Year is a special title. It means you fish strong all year. You didn't get lucky and win an event. You didn't get lucky and place. I mean, you have to be solid all the time. And, and with this quality of anglers, I mean, it's tough. I mean, you have to earn it. Last year, Troy Lindner, he was our Southern Angler of the Year in the Arizona division, and he did well. He didn't run away with it. There was some good fishermen right on his heels. On the other side, Jason Cordiale, he ran away with it up north. His worst finish last year was 8th place. He fished strong all year. And now it's with 3 events and the championship. The same thing with Troy was 3 events and a championship. But Angler of the Year is very, very special. You caught them all year, you didn't get lucky.
Yeah, last year we had 2 Anglers of the Year. We did an Arizona and a California. This year we're combining them. We're going to have 1 Angler of the Year. Now, a question for you, Mr. Dobbins. Are they going to count 5 events toward that, or just their best 3, or how will that work on the points?
We're doing 3. We're allowing them 2 throwouts, and the championship will count. So that's a total of 4 events.
4 events then. So they'll get to count their best 3 events as well as the championship on Lake Mead. And the championship on Lake Mead is when?
First week in September, around the 10th.
Okay.
It's a great time of year to catch them on Lake Mead. A lot of topwater fish, a lot of spinnerbait fish, just a lot of reaction fish in general. But then again, if you want to go fish deep, drop shots, there's a lot of fish there too. You just catch more fish fishing deep, but you just don't catch as many quality fish as you do fishing shallow.
Our Anglers of the Year, folks, and you don't ever trust a Bass TV host to do math on the fly, but I think it's pretty clear that after this event, pretty much no matter which way it shakes out, it looks like Randy Pierson and Kevin Wiggins are going to be right up at the top of our Angler of the Year standings.
Yeah, they both. Kevin's going to be there. Randy is probably going to be our leader, I believe.
Right, right.
Richard Dobbins is right in there too. He's right in the mix of that.
He took a 22nd here, and I don't remember how he finished at Shasta. Do you?
19th, I believe.
19th.
He was solid.
He'll be in the top 5 or so.
Yeah, he just Richard just been on a losing fish tear, but so is one of our other anglers here, Justin Kerr. They're just losing too many fish. It's just really amazing when Ty and Troy are throwing such light line, catching these fish, and are literally having no losses. And then you go to, like Justin Kerr, he said he should have had literally 20 pounds both the last 2 days. And he's just dumping too many of them. He cannot keep them pinned.
Yeah, and we don't want to move on without. We're going to have after this event, no matter where he finishes today, our day 1 co-angler leader, Cody Murray out of Nampa, Idaho, is almost certainly, I think I can say now, certainly he will be leading our Angler of the Year points race as a co-angler, because he's going to take a top 10 here, probably a top 3 or 4 anyway, and he had a 9th place finish at Lake Shasta, so he's certainly going to be well up our standings. Great job. It's great to see a guy coming from Idaho fishing in California and Arizona as an Angler of the Year candidate.
Dude, he's from Nampa, Idaho. Let me tell you, those Idaho fishermen are tough. They fish river systems, they fish lakes. They fish all different kinds of water, and there's just a lot of really tough Idaho fishermen. I've been around a lot of them for a long time, and they're just good. They fish the Columbia River, they fish the Snake River, but yet they have Coeur d'Alene and and a lot of other lakes up there that they fish. Brownlee. They're just real versatile, well-rounded anglers. So it doesn't surprise me at all to see Cody Murray up there.
A lot of traveling. He comes down here, he fishes, and he catches them. It's awesome to see. Really great to see. Gary, let me ask you this. We've seen it now for just about a week. We've watched guys fish. We've seen baits. We've seen who's weighed the big bags. What bait has surprised you the most out there this week?
Probably the fly. The fly has really surprised me. The other thing that's kind of surprised me a lot is the amount of fish, and most of the guys are all throwing this at some point or another, just a weightless Cinco, wacky style, shallow, really shallow, and really slow. And that really surprises me too, because I would have thought the guys coming down here, and I even said this early on, the guys coming down here burning the banks up, I thought would be the winners. They would cover a lot more water, they would catch those aggressive, moved up fish. And it hasn't really proved out that way. Some of the guys are catching a lot of fish, are covering water, but that weightless Cinco has accounted for a lot of fish in this event.
Yeah, it has. The Senko has been fantastic, and when the Senko wasn't catching them, a Yamamoto hula grub or spider grub was, right?
Yeah, it was, and also there's a strong drop shot bite. There's a lot of guys pitching a drop shot around too. I would say the 2 baits that's really accounted for the most really is the drop shot and the Cinco. That's the 2 baits that's accounted for the most. But those are both 2 slow-moving baits, just exactly opposite what I thought would happen.
Yeah, it's been a little bit surprising. Coming down here, not knowing the desert nearly as well as Gary, I kind of thought we would see a lot of light line and finesse techniques, because that's kind of how we do it in California. And Gary clearly thought it was going to be a reaction bait tournament, and on at times and on days it has been.
It has. I mean, there's a lot of guys throwing these little, 3.5 and 4 inch swim baits. There's no doubt about it. They've caught a lot of fish in this event. And those guys, they're covering a lot of water to do it. But I really thought a jig would be a lot bigger, a lot bigger bait in this event. I really thought it would probably be the number one bait, even though that doesn't necessarily sound like you're fishing fast. But the way most of us fish at desert lakes with the jig is we cover water really fast with it. We'll make a cast. We won't make another cast for, 40, 50 feet down the bank, because those fish are sight feeders, and they'll come a long ways to get it. And I really thought a jig would probably be the number one bait in this event, but the guys would just be fishing it really fast. And it's really a very small player in this event. There has not been very many jig fish caught. Randy Pierson being the number one guy throwing a jig.
Yeah, and we think maybe Laythe might be throwing a little bit of a jig too.
He's throwing some type of creature bait. Don't exactly know for sure what it is, and it's odd because we normally know what all the guys are doing, but we just haven't really got Laythe cornered good to find out what he's doing.
But we will.
We will.
We'll pin Laythe down, because whether he wins or comes in second or third or wherever he ends up, Laythe clearly is he's clearly catching him. He's probably catching him about as good or better than anybody else in the field from what we've been able to gather.
Well, them 5 fish that he put in that tub yesterday that weighed 19 pounds, 37 100ths was pretty impressive. I mean, they were all big ones.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's time for us to take another short break. We'll be back soon, right after this.
I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine Products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-cell foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new D-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Welcome back to Wild West Bass Live. Well, guys, the time has come. The time has come. Oh, boy. It's awesome. It's great to be here in front of hundreds and hundreds of people here at Lake Mohave. I know there's 6-7 billion of you watching on the interwebs. We're so thankful to have all of you. We're just about there, folks. We've got our first anglers coming to the tanks. We don't want to waste too much more time. We're going to have them stage up over there. Like I said, we're only going to wait 10 co-anglers and 10 pros today. Then we're going to crown our champion. And then we're going to head on to Lake Havasu in about a month. Do this all over again. Gary, the end has come. This is the last live show for this event. This is the last day of this event. What more do you got for me, oh wise sage of bass fishing?
We got some big limits coming in, guys. Some big limits. And we will have a new big fish of the event weighed in today. Somebody got a big one.
Well, I like to hear that a lot. Without further ado, folks, we're going to take one quick break, and then we're going to get right to our weigh-in. Stay right there.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin.
Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Ranger Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin.
Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future.
Is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin.
Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Scheduled maintenance. Ranger Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-sail foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the 2017 Lake Mohave Wild West Bass Tournament Trail. Folks, I'm James Bryant, along with the whole gang here, Gary Dobbins. We've got the anglers that are ready to go. And I'll tell you what, folks, it's championship day. I don't know how excited you are, but I am totally, totally excited and ready to go. Today, we will have two champions that come to the stage, and we will have Mojave's best. But before we get started, we can't do this without the thanks of our wonderful sponsors. We'd like to thank the City of Henderson. We'd like to thank the Fiesta Henderson Hotel and Casino. Folks, if you want to come down and take a vacation, explore Mohave Lake, it's a great place. I felt like home the last 3 or 4 days I've been here. It's been wonderful. And I also can't do it without the fine, fine help of all of our great sponsors. A&M Graphics, Costa Sunglasses, Dobbins Fishing Rods, E3 Spark Plugs, Evinrude Motors, Gator Guard, Gary Yamamoto Baits, General Tire, Lowrance Electronics, Lucas Oil Marine Products, P-Line, Power Pole, Protect the Harvest, Ranger Boats, and Super Clean. Folks, I can't wait any longer. Our top 10 co-anglers are ready. It's time to find out who our co-angler champion is going to be. So let's start out today with boat number 20. He started out as 10th. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Folks, let's give it up for Dante Ray.
How you doing?
Dante, good deal. Got a new deal here. How many you got today?
I got 2.
2, that's good. Let's see what we got here. There's a Mohave smallmouth there. Number 1. And number 2. All right, Dante, let's put him up here to the scale. Let's see how far up the chain you move, all right? It's championship day. Yesterday you got in by a string. And today, 2 beauties. 560 got in 10th place by a string, I understand, remember?
Well, I just have to start off saying I've never been in a format like this. And I've been anxious to try to make a top 10 with a format that allows a co to actually call his own destiny and also to advance his learning curve. It's amazing. I had a great day today. I had the sense of being a pro out there, actually, and it's not easy. So if you're on the fence about coming to Wild West, I hope that I can encourage you to get out here and participate in this because it's amazing. It's an amazing deal, and it will help you and further your fishing career if you get out here with these guys that are seasoned veterans and learn from them like I am.
Great words, Dante. Now let's get to the good part. You get to take the hot seat. Let's see if we can stay there, all right? Right now, Dante Ray coming up next. He was in 9th. He's from Glendale, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Dustin Robinson. Come on around here, Dustin. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Let's see what we've got in the string today. Folks, let's see if we got something here to get Dante off his seat here. I know he doesn't want to, but it's going to take 574 to move past him. He says the seat's warm. He'd like to stay in it. Let's see what we got here. He's going for his Mohave fish here, and I don't know how many he has. There's number 1. And that's what we got. Okay. Was it tough out there for you?
Yeah, today was tough. Yesterday was tough, but it was a nice weather. I saw a lot more big fish. I couldn't get them to go, but
got to cut in 242. Not quite enough. We appreciate you fishing with us. Anybody you'd like to thank real quick?
I'd like to thank Wild West and the city of Henderson for hosting. This is a great event. As Dante said, I was on the fence, and to make the top 10 and get to run a boat was awesome. That's kind of what made me join. So thank you.
We sure appreciate you fishing with us. Thanks, everybody. Dustin Robinson.
All right, Dante, you made it past the first one. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
All right, looks like the next one's going to take about 5.10 to get you knocked out of the chair, so we're going to see what happens. So, folks, here we go. Coming up next from Grand Torrance, California, Robert Nicholson. Robert, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right, let's see what we got today. Let's hold up some of these Mohave fish. Sounds like they're splashing around in there. There's a nice one. Nice Mohave smallmouth. It looks like he's going for another one. Oh, that's one fish. But we need 5'10" to get in there. Is he a 5-pounder?
No, he's not a 5-pounder.
All right, let's find out here real quick. It was close, 374. Robert, we sure appreciate you fishing with us. Anybody like to thank real quick?
Yeah, I would like to appreciate and thank all the Vietnam vets that come on out here and do this. This is all fun. It's good. Meet some nice people.
And we thank them for their service because we wouldn't be able to fish if it wasn't for their service. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Dante. 4.45 pounds.
That's not a lot on this lake.
Starting to tighten up. I'll tell you what, you stay put. We're going to find out. Folks, now coming up from Los Angeles, California. How about Boulder City, Nevada? Let's give it for Gunnar Stanton. Uh-oh. How you doing, Gunnar?
Doing all right. It was tough today, but we'll see if I got enough to take home the win.
It's going to take 4.45 pounds to move into the hot seat. I have no idea what he has, folks. This is pretty exciting. Let's see what you got in there, Gunnar. Reach out and show us what you did today at Mohave. There's the one smallie. He's got him another one. Nice fish. Look at there's 3. Got 3. It's going to take 4.45 pounds to take the lead. Gunnar, how do you feel about it?
I think I'll be able to get the lead for now, but I don't know if it's going to hold up.
Takes 4.45. Let's see what happens. I think you're going to get there. 9:33, our new leader, Gunnar Stanton. Gunnar, time for you to take the hot seat. Dante, thanks for fishing with us. We appreciate it. And now it starts to get exciting, folks. All right, it's going to take now. We've got a new leader in the hot seat. And coming up, we've got Robert Sullivan. Robert Zumwalt. They got my order out. Las Vegas, Nevada. Robert, how you doing? I'm doing good. I just stalled you so they could dump it in so nobody could see. Looks like now it's going to take 7.01 pounds to take the lead. Let's reach in there and see what we've got from Mohave for you. One largemouth. And one fish. It didn't quite look like a 7-pounder. I know they look bigger on TV, but we're going to find out here just real quick. Here we go to the scale. A nice fish, though, 309. Robert, we appreciate you fishing with it. Anybody like to thank real quick?
PH Custom Lures and Cross Industries.
All right, we appreciate you fishing Wild West Bass Trail. Top 10 finished. Everybody, let's give it up. Thanks so much. All right, Gunnar, 572 to take the lead. How you feeling?
Nervous.
Fish are getting bigger. You okay?
Yep, nothing I can do about it now, so we'll just see what happens.
All right, well, I think you did your part. Okay, folks, coming up next, boat number 13 takes 572 from Indino, California, Brandon Smith. And then Brandon, good. Looks like it's going to take 572 to get there. What do you think?
It'll be close. I don't know. It was tough today. Got 2 bites and caught 2 fish, so I'm happy I got them both to the boat, but it was tough.
We'll reach over here with Gary, Mr. Dobbins, and let's see what we've got here. Folks, 572 to take the lead. 20.12 pounds is what Brandon had yesterday. There's one. Nice number 2 smallie. And that's it. But it's going to be close, it looks like. 572 to get there. Let's put it to the scale and see what happens. I think you're going to do it. 6.74 pounds. Our new leader. You excited?
I'm excited, yeah. It's my first top 10. I love this format, being able to run the front of the boat. That was exciting. I'd like to thank Julius Mazie for loaning me his boat today and let me go out by myself. It was great having him out there. And then Yamamoto Baits caught some fish on those this week, and I wouldn't be here without those, so it was great.
Great fisherman, great partnership. Time for you to take the hot seat. All right, folks, here we go. We're getting down to it. Coming up next, from Avondale, Arizona, let's give it up for Jesse Parks. Jesse, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I mean, I had a really good time today. Got to run a boat all day, and it's tough out there, but we'll see what happens.
All right, looks like it's going to take 6.02 pounds. Let's see what we've got in here today. There's a big fat smallmouth Mohave. Nice. And one fish. Come on over here, Jesse. Let's see what happens. 6:02 to take the lead, and it's a pretty smallie. Just a hair shy, 3.34 pounds. We appreciate you fishing Wild West Bass. Congratulations on the top 10. Anybody like to thank real quick?
Wild West Bass for putting this on, and the main guy, Shane Moline, for letting me run his boat all day, and him sitting in that passenger seat. I know he was itching to fish, but he stayed there, and he was committed all day.
Right on. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. All right, folks, we're down to it. Let's have a quick discussion. Our leader's coming up from day 1, day 2. A little bit of information before he gets up here. This is his second top 10 in a row, and the first co-angler to ever fish top 10, two tournaments in a row, and he's got some fish.
He might have it. I fished with him before in a pro-am, and he's a great fisherman, so he might have done it today.
I think you need to come on up here with us. Folks, from Napa, Idaho, let's give it up for Cody Murray. All right, Cody, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. We got to get this out of the way. Thank your family first.
Yeah, Adeline Grace, Daddy will be home tomorrow afternoon. I'll pick you up from school. I love you bunches. And family, thanks for letting me be down here.
Okay, I have to say it. Like I said earlier, and I didn't know if you heard it up, first guy ever in the history of Wild West Bass to do 2 top 10s in the Wild West Bass circuit. You've done a great job. Congratulations on everything you've accomplished so far. It's going to take $590 to take the championship today. How many we got in there today from Lake Mohave?
We got one giant.
He's got him a big one. Let's put her to the scale. $1.63. You are 2017 Lake Mohave Championship. Grab that trophy, hang it up in the air. Here you are, your 2017 co-angler. Folks, stick right with us. We'll be right back.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-sail foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
You know, I've never really had an office job.
Ooh, morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine products. Because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Structure Scan 3D is the future of fishing. We can show you how to find fish faster and catch fish in a way you've never experienced. Let's get them.
Launching a Ranger aluminum boat that's cut full of holes may sound a little crazy, but with so much closed-sail foam inside, it's easy to see the added safety and stability. It's a huge confidence booster, especially with so much quality inside, along with ever-new E-Tech's unrivaled performance and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Welcome back to Lake Mohave and our Pro-Am Championship here, folks. We're about to conclude a fantastic weekend. I'm Craig Gottwals. He's Gary Dobbins. But more importantly, we've got somebody new up here. This is Laythe Moore. Laythe comes to us from Banning, California. He's a Ranger Boat Pro. He is our current leader in this event coming into this day, coming into Championship Sunday. Laythe had two huge bags coming into this day. 1781 on day one, 1937 on day two. He's sitting here with 3718 for a two-day total. He is one of only 7 professional anglers this weekend to catch 2 limits of fish. Does he have a third limit? We're going to have to find out soon. He's our champion right now, and without further ado, well, hold on. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling all right, but I see a couple of bags over there that I'm kind of worried about. So,
little nervous, huh?
A little nervous.
Well, I like that. That's fun, right? Let's have a little fun with it. I think you should be nervous quickly because we've got an absolute stud coming up here. He comes from Castro Valley, California. He is our reigning 2016 Tournament of Champion winner. His name is Bryant Smith. How was it out there, Bryant?
Oh, it was good. I finally caught a limit on Lake Mohave.
Bryant's the only guy in our top 10 who weighed 4 fish, 1 shy of a limit, and then 4 fish again, 1 shy of a limit. But he's obviously catching the right fish because he came in the top 10. All right, Bryant, let's see those fish. Let's see the first fish. Nice smallmouth, Bryant. Nice smallie. That's number 1. Number 2. Bryant's pretty excited he got a limit for you guys today. Number 3, they're getting bigger. Oh, look at the colors on that guy. Number 4, they're lively smallmouth you got there. Those Ranger live wells. Woo! 4 and 5. Look at that fish. Oh, nice fish, Bryant. Come on over here, buddy. Let's weigh him up and see what you got. Are you a little nervous right now? Oh, by the way, you need 992 to take the lead. 992.
Oh.
You got it, buddy. 1454.
Oh, man, I am just so happy to catch a limit. You should have seen me when I caught that 5th one. I was just so excited.
That's fantastic. Laythe, your time up here was short. We might have you back real soon, obviously. Thanks for sitting up here. We've got a new leader, folks, and it's Bryant Smith out of Castro Valley, California. Bryant, I know you didn't catch a lot of them this week, not to be mean about it, but how did you catch them, buddy?
The first 2 days I was primarily throwing a swim bait. Little Kitech 3.3 on a 1/4 ounce, just swimming it. And then when it got flat calm, I would switch to a drop shot and just cover as much water as I can. You know, when you get around them.
You're covering water with a drop shot. That sounds a little strange to our anglers, I bet.
No, I am, though. I mean, I throw it in there, shake it maybe 10 times, and if they don't eat it, make another cast. Far casts were really important. You know, I used a Dobbins 742. It's a little longer than what I usually use for drop shots, but the extra length on the rod really helped my casting, and you gotta make long casts here with the water so clear. Another thing was my costas. They were really important. There's a ring around most of this lake with, it's just a little bit bigger rock, and it's dark rock, and I needed my sunglasses to see that from, you know, as far away as I'm casting, and that really helped me throughout the tournament. And I'd like to thank Ranger Boats, you know, got me back, smallmouth, very lively, and Marine Unlimited and Evinrude.
I think there might be one other person or a couple people you would want to thank. Maybe a rod sponsor. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah, of course, Dobbins Rods. You know, can't beat that. Rich, Gary, you know, they're great people. They make a great product, great customer service. You can't beat that.
Now, you got to room with Rich this week and do some pre-fishing alongside of him. Was he any help to you at all this week, my friend?
Oh, he was a huge help. You know, he kept me. I didn't have a great practice. You know, I had to really knuckle down on these. And, you know, he gave me kind of a confidence boost. You know, he showed me I was fishing the right areas where he was catching them, and then you know, he showed me the swim bait and a little bit of the drop shot.
Awesome, Bryant. Thank you so much for coming up here and fishing with us, and we're going to sit you right over here in our hot seat. Bryant, how old are you? 26 years old, folks. He's not only one of the best anglers we have in our circuit, he's an even better guy. Love this guy. Wish you the best of luck. I think you're going to need a little luck because we got some big bags behind you. And without further ado, let's go to our next angler. He comes to us locally out of Henderson, Nevada, Jesse Milicevic. Come on up, Jesse. Jesse needs 1435 today, 1435 to take the lead. What do you think, Jesse? How you feeling?
It's going to be a close one, so we'll see.
It does look like it's going to be a close one. That's a beautiful limit of fish, buddy. A beautiful limit of fish. Let's see the first one. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish. Jesse, how many fish you catch today?
Got a total of 8 fish. Lost 2, so.
8 fish and lost 2. That's pretty good, folks. Not a lot of our guys caught that many fish per day. The bite was definitely tough out on this lake. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at those fish flopping around in there. Nice. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I know what's coming. Nice smallmouth. Nice fish. Awesome, dude. Awesome, dude. We're going to weigh him up. You think you got it? You think you got it?
Woo. I don't know.
Not quite. 12-17 for Jesse Milicevic. 12-17. Bryant's going to stay right there. Jesse, how'd you catch these fish this week?
I kind of changed it up all 3 days. First day, I went actually pretty deep, fishing between 10 to 30 feet of water, drop shotting, kind of what I felt comfortable doing. And then on the second day, I actually went deep again and lost a couple key fish, kind of hurt me now. And then today, you know what, I said I want to go out sight fishing and ended up catching a limit today.
Excellent. Well, you had a great tournament. You had limits all 3 days, am I right? No.
The second day.
Second day. You had 2 out of 3 limits. 2 out of 3 limits. Still a great job. Let's hear it for Jesse Milicevic, everybody. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
All right, moving right on up our leaderboard. Next boat we're going to have is coming to us from Las Vegas, Nevada, Mr. Kevin Wiggins.
All right, Las Vegas.
Let's hear it for Nevada. How you feeling about your day out there, Kevin?
You know, it was just a tough day for me today. I went sight fishing. You know, I had the camera guy with me. As soon as he got out of the boat, I caught my first fish. Started going down the bank. I lost one about 4.
caught another one. I just started looking, and it just didn't work out for me today. But
Well, let's see them. Let's see those fish. We'll let you talk a little more. Let's see these guys. Oh, boy. What a pretty smallmouth that is. Nice. Two beautiful smallmouth. Two beauties. Nice job, Kevin. Nice job. Let's pull out the other three. Whoa! I'm just teasing you. I'm sorry. That's not very nice of me. That's not. Those are two beautiful fish, though. Let's see what they weigh. Now, again, you need 11:45 to take the lead. You're going to come up short, 569, 569. How did those fish change on you today, Kevin?
They were still doing the same thing. They're still moving up shallow. Just with the cloud cover this morning, it took a little bit longer for me to get on them. I had to get that high sun. And I got 5 bites today. I just didn't execute well. But thank you to Cottonwood Cove down here for hosting us. What a great place. I love coming down here. I come down here 3 or 4 times a month, and I just love fishing this lake. City of Henderson, thank you very much for all the support you do for the bass fishermen for us. And, it's just been a great tournament. I know I'm in the top 10. I can't go any lower than that, so I'm just super excited to be here this week.
Thank you so much for coming out and fishing with us, Kevin. We really appreciate it. We'll see you at the next one. We'll see you at Lake Havasu. Bryant, you're still here.
Oh, probably not for long.
Why do you say that, my friend?
They got some big bags coming.
Uh-oh, they got big bags coming, folks. We might be saying goodbye to our 2016 champion here, Bryant Smith. Bryant, you're going to be in the top 10. You're going to take home a good check either way.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that. When you get a top 10 against these guys, it feels really good, especially on a lake. I've never been here before, so it does feel really good to be up here.
Well, without further ado, guys, we have an outstanding professional angler who comes to us out of Arizona. He had a tough day 1. He backed it up with a solid day 2. I've heard rumors that he really got him on day 3. This is Mr. Justin Kerr.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, finally put some fish in the boat today.
I'd say you did, Justin.
Yeah, last couple days were a struggle, and being perfect to me is the #1 thing, and I wasn't perfect, and you won't win tournaments unless you're perfect usually. So today I executed pretty good and got a good bag, and happy my family came out. That's
Well, let's start right now. Why don't you show these people those beautiful fish, Justin? This is one of his smallest ones, folks. That's number 2 going in the bag. Look at that fish, Justin. Awesome, dude. Very well done. Number 3. Justin, you've got some stud fish there. What do you think, Mr. Dobbins? Pretty stout bag, Mr. Dobbins says. Oh, boy, and that's our 5th and our limit fish. Look at that fish. Let's see how that bag goes. You need 11:24 to take the lead, Justin. 11. I think we could just pick 2 or 3 of those and do it. Sorry, Bryant. We're going to do it right here. He needs 11:24. Oh, he's got it. 1898. 1898. Why don't you pick out a couple buttes or at least one big one, huh? You want to weigh a big one or just pick out a couple buttes? We don't need to weigh a big one today. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Hold those up for the cameras. Look at those fish. Look at those fish. Yeah. Bryant, thank you for coming up. Your time has ended up here, my friend. Justin, how'd you catch your fish this week?
Yeah, this week it was real key to use a roboworm. I was wacky rigging a roboworm this week, and I'd sight fish a lot of them, and I also threw a little bit of a hair jig, and today I caught one on a Senko. So, that's kind of how I fish here, just sight fishing them, and today I got to catch them pretty good. So it was a good day.
Did you go north, south, or both?
I fished both. That's the one thing about having this. Fishing the river here, it gets really, really windy, and having that 21-foot Ranger is unbelievable. I can go any which way I want, and that's a big key.
Well, he's an outstanding pro, folks. Thank you so much, Justin. We're going to put you in the hot seat. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. Justin, the next angler comes to us out of Yucaipa, California. He's a professional baseball player, a retired one. Mitch Southern. Come on up here, Mitch. Mitch got a big bag too, folks. Mitch needs 1860 to unseat Justin. That's a pretty stout order, Mitch. How was it out there for you today?
It was very slow. I'd say about 11 o'clock I had 2 fish. I seen Troy. He said he had 3. The breeze picked up, so I adjusted a little bit and put a nail weight in a stick bait and just concentrated on some small rock piles, and it really paid off.
Got your limit. Let's go pull those fish out and see them. All right. Nice bag. Oh, boy, we got another nice bag here, folks. There's one. Hey, don't sneak them in. Don't sneak them in. Show the cameras what you got, Mitch. Come on now. Your days in professional baseball taught you better than that. Mitch played outfield for the Cardinals, was it? Cardinals. Outfield. Career 340 hitter. Look at that. Nice, Mitch. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 more coming. Look at that. I'm spoiling it. I'm telling you, he's got a limit. 2 more coming. Angry Smalley. Woo!
I don't think I'm sitting down, though.
Look at that. Beautiful fish. You got some feisty, angry Smallies in your Lake Mohave here, folks. Mitch, like we said, you're going to need 1860 to unseat Justin. We'll see if you got it here in just a moment. He needs 1860. He's got 1608, a fantastic bag, not quite enough. Anybody you want to thank for your week out here, Mitch?
I'd like to thank Ranger Boats. I learned to drive a boat on Lake Mead with my dad. He wasn't very good at it, even though the guy drove a funny car and a top fuel dragster. He could never drive a boat. But I took over the Ranger wheel and learned to drive at Lake Mead. And yesterday on the way back from the basin, it was thumping pretty good, and I never got wet. So that's saying something.
We got to love our Ranger boats, folks. We got to love our Ranger boats. Thank you so much, Mitch. Awesome job. We know you're taking home a good check today. We still have Mr. Justin Kerr out of Arizona in our leader seat. You feeling a little bit nervous, Justin?
Oh, no, I was too far back, and there's great fishermen that are still way in. So
you're just willing to concede that you've lost. Is that what you're telling me? He is sandbagging, folks. He's sandbagging. Don't listen to him. You're a little nervous, aren't you?
No, not at all.
All right. You know what? We're just not going to talk to him anymore. Fine. All right. Now we've got a guy near and dear to our hearts in Northern California. He follows us everywhere we go. He shows up at lakes he's never seen with 1 day of pre-fish. He doesn't even catch a fish in pre-fish. Honest, true story. He comes to us from Oakdale, California. Randy Pierson. Come on up, Randy. Randy, how many fish you catch in pre-fish?
0.
I'm not lying, see? And here he is in our top 10, pushing for the leaderboard. Randy needs 1785 to take home the title here today. 1785. Let's grab those fish and check them out, buddy. Nice smallmouth. Look at those beautiful smallmouth you have here in Lake Mohave, and they're mean. Woo! They do not want to be captured, I'm telling you. They are real mean. Nice. Look at that. They keep getting bigger, folks. How many is that? It's 3? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's going to jump right out the tub. He wants back in that lake right now. And we are going to release all these fish. All of our fish go back in the lake alive, folks. Even that angry one that Mr. Dobbins is about to put in a bear hug. And that's it. We got 4. 4 fish. Let's weigh them up, Randy. Gary will get it for you. Now, we know you need 1785. That's going to be a stout order for 4 fish. I don't think you're going to have it. Let's see what it is. They ain't going to stop moving. They ain't going to stop moving. 1189.
Not catching anything on the first day of practice, I knew what not to do.
Well, that's always helpful, right?
Yeah, so it kind of worked out. And this week, I caught every one of my I caught my first fish of the day on the first day on a rip bait, and then every other fish came on a Yamamoto Cinco and a Yamamoto spider jig. I was throwing a 3/8 ounce on the jig, and then when the wind came up, I went to a 1/2 ounce.
And how deep were you fishing primarily?
I was pretty much fishing from about 2 feet to 10 feet, and then yesterday I went down to about 15 to 25, just a little bit deeper, and do it that way. So.
I know you are an outstanding Ranger Boat Dobbins Rod Pro. You're one of our favorites to watch. Gary picked you as one of the favorites in this event. He thought you were going to have a good event. He's like a mind reader over there. I don't know how he knew that. Do you want to maybe thank, I don't know, maybe your travel partners?
No, I definitely want to thank my dad for coming up here and helping me out. Both my mom and dad came and helped me with everything.
And there's a brother watching on the internet somewhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
We heard about him, too.
Hi, Russ. I got to say hi to my wife and my kids, Jacob and Megan. Also, Ranger boats, best boat out there. Dobbins rods. I've just started using those this year, and I'm loving them. I'm going to fill my rod lockers with all of them. Eventually, I'll get there. And just Wild West Bass Trail, you guys do a great job.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you fishing with us, and we know we'll see you at the next one. Thank you, bud. All right, guys, we're down to our top three. Stud angler out of Arizona. He catches them absolutely everywhere we go. Great attitude, great fisherman. Tai Au! Ranger boats, General Tire, Dobbins rods. What am I missing? Evinrude, Liberty Mutual, A&M Graphics, Gary Yamamoto. He's got it going on. Let's see those fish, Ty. Let's just see them. I'm dying. I want to know. I watched you catch them out there in the weirdest way I've seen. Can't wait to talk to you about how you caught these fish. Look at that. There's our first one. Another smallie. Where's the largemouth, Gary? Smallie number 2 for Tai Au. Smallie number 3 for Tai Au. They're feisty and they're angry, folks. You have the meanest, angriest, fightingest smallies. Number 4. Did I number 4? Oh boy. Here comes number 5. Number 5 weighs more than Tai. Oh, no. Put him in there, Ty. All right, we'll let Mr. Dobbins weigh him up. How was your week, Ty?
You know what? It went great. You know what? After practice and you know, I did not expect to actually do that well. I mean,
he needs 1696. He's got 1283. 1283, not quite. We'll let Gary take those fish away for you, and we'll let you continue.
You know what? You know, after 2 days of practice, I figured, you know what? On a good day, I can catch 12 to 13 pounds. I did just that. But you know what? Just to be in the top 10, being up here and having some amazing days. I mean, the difference between yesterday and today. Today, again, I sight fished all day. And
but we heard this sight fishing all week. How'd you catch them? How'd you catch those fish?
I went sight fishing.
No, on a what?
On a Spro fat fly using a 742 Dobbins rod on 10-pound braid, 5-pound line on the Spro fat fly. And I caught pretty much every single one. I think, 13 out of 15 fish came on that fly today.
It was really cool to see. It surprised us. It was our surprise bait of the tournament. You and one other angler that we still have to talk to were doing it, and you were catching those fish. It was really cool to see.
Yeah. You know, especially after you see them, and then you know you just kind of have to sneak back up to them and.
Now, were you sneaking up on them in all that red?
No, actually, I had to take off my jersey. I caught one fish with my red jersey on, and
he's got an all light blue watercolored camouflage shirt that he wears on the white side. It's actually a onesie. He strips down. It's a onesie that he wears, like a banana thong kind of thing, and it's all light blue. You look good in it, Ty. I got to tell you.
Hey, thank you. Blends in with the background.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, I want to thank my sponsors. First off, Wild West for having these events out west. I mean, they're the best things. I mean, I went out today being the only Evinrude contingency guy in the top 10, and I got $5,000 in my pocket. My motor ran great. My Ranger 521C got me all up and down the lake. I mean, I was surprised. I didn't burn that much fuel. It's just a great motor. It's very fuel efficient. Didn't burn a lot of oil. I mean, by myself today, I got 71 with a live well of 12 pounds of fish.
And we know, I mean, I've heard from many anglers that literally the only rod that'll actually cast and catch them on the floating fly is a Dobbins rod. It's the craziest thing.
Since Gary's standing right there, yes, that is true. You can only throw it on a Dobbins 742. And like Brian, I went with, I have pretty much I run all Dobbins rods. And, the 742 was just a little longer. It allowed me to cast a little bit further, and you have to cast pretty far to catch these fish. I mean, they just moved up. They're spooky. Get out there. I mean, within the next week or two, I mean, this place is going to go off, and it's going to be on fire.
Thank you so much, Ty. We really appreciate you fishing with us. You're one of the best in the sport. Thank you. We really appreciate it, Ty. Ty mentioned he's got $5,000 already, folks. We got to talk about that. Evinrude. Evinrude Motors gives $10,000 to the winning angler if the winner is running an Evinrude. But if our winner is not running an Evinrude will pay $5,000, $3,000, and $2,000 to the top 3 finishing Evinrudes. It's a fantastic contingency. So Ty already knows he's got $5,000 in his pocket no matter what happens up here. That Evinrude $10,000 goes out every tournament, so we're going to have 2 other guys actually that fished yesterday that are going to get that money we'll talk about. All right, we got 2 guys left to weigh. Justin, how are you feeling? You got 2 left to beat.
It's good. If I end up in third, I'm happy. So just
the mellowest man in bass fishing. The mellowest man. I'm good with third, man. I'm a bronze medalist. It's all good.
Yeah, of course you want to win everything, but with the way I fished this week, I'm happy to where I'm at. So.
There's no better angler than Justin, guys, and he's the most humble angler, too, I'm learning as well, so it's really cool to see him up here. All right, the next angler is going to need 1640 to knock you off of that chair. I can tell you it's going to be close. It's going to be close. Troy Lindner out of Los Angeles. Come on up here, Troy.
Woo! Yeah, it's going to be pretty close.
We know it's going to be close. We watched Troy fish. We watched him catch him. We know it's going to be close. Let's see those fish, Troy. Troy comes from the Lindner fishing family. He's got fishing deep within his blood. First smallie right there. Something tells me your family taught you a little bit about catching smallmouth fish. Second smallie coming up. Troy now calls Los Angeles home. Third fish. Troy was our Angler of the Year in Arizona last year, so you know Troy is a great fisherman. Fourth fish. Uh-oh. Yeah, we are going to allow you to weigh a largemouth in this event. Big fish. Oh, boy. Giant largemouth bass. I'm thinking that might be the big bass of the tournament, Troy. After we weigh this bag, we're going to have to check it. Let's see what you got. We don't want to wait anymore. If that bag is 1640, Troy is going to throw a forearm shiver to Justin and take that seat. Let's see. 1640 is what we need. Oh, my goodness. It is 1627, Troy. 1627. How are you feeling about that?
Oh, I feel great.
Let's weigh the giant one. It's got to be big bass of the tournament. We need a bag on it. Thanks, Gary. Thank you, Gary. Let's see that giant one. We will. 544 for the big fish, right up there tied or close to tied with the biggest fish of the tournament. Look at that largemouth. Woo! Gary, you are a wizard with them things. What pound test did you catch that largemouth on, Troy?
Well, we had it on. We had the whole thing on film. 5-pound test, just on a little.
No. The fish was 544. That means it had to be less than 5 pounds.
It was 1 pound of the line for each pound for the fish. So it's like 5-pound line. I'm going to get a 5-pound fish.
Well, you got a 544. That line must be underrated a little.
Yeah. But it held up. When I saw it up in a little cut, and I backed the boat up, I kind of hid, and I threw up there, and I was just kind of shaking it, turned, set the hook, and I said, this would be interesting, and I got it in. So today, the rest of the day was a real scramble. I got everything on a VMC hair jig, and then just like a wacky rig, like a Senko, just on a VMC circle hook, and that was it.
Now you call it a hair jig. It's pretty small. Could we call it a fly?
Yes, yeah. Up north called it a hair jig. I guess you can call it a fly.
All right. We got two of our top 3 anglers coming into the day. We're throwing a fly, folks. Our winner on Lake Shasta was throwing a fly, folks. We're gonna redo this deal. We're gonna have a trout circuit up in here.
I could probably catch trout better than some of the smallmouth I catch here. But
no, you caught some nice ones, buddy.
Yeah, no, the whole event was great. I want to thank you guys for coming out here. This is the only second time I've ever been here. It's a fantastic fishery. I want to say hi to my mom back home. I know she prays for me in these tournaments, and I probably pray more during these tournaments at other times in my life. But it's just great being out here and seeing everybody. And I'm pretty happy here. I'll probably be third, I imagine, and I'll let these 2 guys finish battling it out.
Thank you so much, Troy. We really appreciate you fishing with us. Thank you, buddy. All right, Troy Lindner, guys, an excellent pro. Oh, we got 2 left. We got Laythe Moore. Stay there for a second, Laythe. Not yet. And we got Justin Kerr. One of these guys is taking home our championship. We're going to award just under $80,000 at this event. Our top guy is going to take home 10 plus, roughly 10 depending on contingencies. So somebody's going home with a nice check. Second place check's going to be real good too, folks. Laythe Moore comes to us from Banning, California. He was leading this event after day 2. Come on up here, Laythe Moore. Come on up, Justin. Justin's going to stand right here with me. Laythe needs 12.36 pounds. 12.36 pounds to unseat Mr. Kerr. Without further ado, we're going to have Laythe one at a time hold these fish up and show you what he has. I don't even know how many he has. I'm not going to look. What do you think?
Oh, he's been catching them really good, so I'm sure he's got them pretty good.
Mr. Humble over here. Nobody's ever going to call you arrogant, buddy. First fish. Uh-oh. That's not the kind of fish he needs to beat you, Justin. Let's see Laythe's second fish. Second fish coming up. All right, another small keeper. These are not the kind of fish Laythe's been catching this tournament, so they're going to have to grow, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got some good ones in there.
Third, uh-oh, they're getting bigger. Third fish is getting bigger, Laythe. Third fish is getting bigger. Again, Laythe needs 12.36. If he does, he is our champion. Fourth fish is another big fish. We've got 4 fish in the bag now. Uh-oh, how you feeling, Justin?
Right there. There it is.
5 fish. A solid 5 fish limit. 3 giant smallmouth. He needs 12.36. You a little bit nervous over there, Laythe?
Little bit. I think I might have it done, but till they weigh him.
Let's weigh him up and see who's going to be our champion. He needs 12.36. He's got 13.66. Laythe Moore is our champion on Mohave. He is the Wild West Bass Trail Pro-Am champion. There you go, Laythe Moore. What a great tournament for you, Laythe. What a great tournament. How did you catch these fish?
I caught every one on a weightless fat Ica in it, watermelon, red flake.
Tell us what a fat Ica is.
It's a bait from Yamamoto Baits, and I mean, it's awesome bait. Used it before in the past. A couple friends have, kind of keyed me onto some stuff, how to throw, you know what I mean?
You said weightless?
Weightless, yeah, nothing on it.
And is it look a little bit like a jig or a...
Well, it looks, crawdad imitation, so it worked good today. It worked good the last 3 days. I lost a couple fish today that would have kind of really made me feel comfortable, but I was a little nervous coming into this one today, so.
Laythe, where were you catching them?
All up north. I was really in this first basin right here at the north, and then the next one today I had to kind of go a little further, and it was a little tougher to catch them today. So.
Were you fishing around some of those traps then?
No, I just stayed on main lake points, secondary points, and I didn't go back in the cuts. During practice I did, and the only thing I'd catch back there were small, so I made myself stay on main lake, secondary points, and that was what did it. So.
Any sponsors or anybody you want to thank for this weekend?
Yeah, I just want to thank my wife. She's my #1 sponsor. So, and Stay Band Outdoors. I want to thank my brother. He pre-fished with me. He actually won the co-angler side. So, when did that happen?
That's a pretty cool deal right there.
Yeah. I want to say hi to my family watching at home. Love you guys. Definitely mom, mother-in-law. They take care of the kids so we can get out here and do this stuff. So, love you guys.
What a great job, Laythe. We really appreciate you fishing with us. Why don't you go ahead and hold up that trophy one more time for our cameras, for our crowd. Laythe Moore is your Lake Mohave Pro-Am champion on the Wild West Bass Trail. Well done, Laythe. Well done. Am I wrapping it? One more thing. Okay, go ahead.
One more thing. I just want to wish my dad a happy birthday. Today's his birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Dad. Don't go anywhere, Laythe. We're not done. We're just going to take a really quick break and be right back with you folks.
I've never really had an office job.
Ooh. Morning, Skate.
Morning, Edwin. Go to teamgtfishing.com to see more.
You bought her many years ago, and she's been there for you every day since. It's because you've taken care of her, pampered her. Only the best will do. That's why you choose Lucas Oil Marine products to protect her. Every day she starts, gets you there, and gets you back, even after all these years. Lucas Oil Marine Products, because it's no fun to walk back to shore from the middle of the lake.
Dealer scheduled maintenance. Ranger Aluminum is built to excel and priced to be yours.
Power your Ranger with Evinrude E-Tech.
Thank you, folks, for watching the Wild West Bass Pro-Am event here on Lake Mohave. What a fantastic event, Gary. What a great fishery. What stands out to you over this weekend we've had here?
Just the quality of fish. I mean, the fish is just phenomenal. It's got to be one of the best desert fisheries anywhere. I mean, it's just unbelievable. We start seeing some big largemouth come in the last couple of days, but the smallmouth have just exploded in this lake, and they're big, healthy, most beautiful smallmouth I've seen anywhere I've ever fished.
Well, we're in the desert. We've seen a beautiful lake. We've got a new champion, Laythe Moore, out of Southern California. We're coming back to the desert in a month, aren't we? The last day of March, the first 2 days of April, the Wild West Bass Trail will be back in Arizona, not Nevada this time, just Arizona and California next time. We're going to be on Lake Havasu, Gary. What kind of adjustments, what might be different about that event?
Well, it's going to be a little bit later. It's going to be obviously a lot warmer. The desert warms up quick, and we're going to see a lot of sight fish for sure. Sight fishing played a factor in this event as well, but in Havasu, we're going to see a lot of sight fishing. We're going to see a lot of fish caught, and we're going to see limits as the rule.
Limits as the rule. All right. That sounds pretty cool. He's Gary Dobbins. I'm Craig Gottwalls. We're the Wild West Bass Trail. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next month on Lake Havasu.